Good luck, sir. Ah, it's Jeg. Okay, nice. Leaving the stream so as not to snipe. Alright, well, good luck. Thanks for the game. The Nimzo Larson attack. Interesting. I don't know what I'm supposed to play against this. Let's play e5. I guess. Because, I mean, this bishop, I want it biting on a rock, I think. So I could play d6, which feels really passive, or maybe knight c6. Normally I don't like my knight in front of my pawn, but maybe I'll castle queenside this game. I don't know this opening at all. Okay. That makes sense. Probably going to play d4. So maybe I should play d5. I like d5. If white's not going to play in the center, I guess I should. Okay, this is a 10-5 game. 3 done in 1 year. Good lord. Well, that's inspiring. Okay, well now this pawn is under slight attack, so I guess I should save it. Gotta be careful over here with this bishop bearing down on me. I could play knight g2, g7 rather. Maybe that's not so bad. Fianchetto and... That's a thought. Is bishop d6 any bad? Is there a reason to not do that? I could also play f6, although then I'd have to relinquish my Ben Feingold fanhood. I don't really see a problem with bishop d6. Maybe he'll wreck my pawns. But... One dawn in 1 year seems insane. Like, I think if you can hit 1 dawn in 1 year, then our chess equivalency is inaccurate. But I don't know. I don't know what 1 dawn AGA. What is that in OGS? Okay, so going all out at e5. Fair enough. I put the target out there, didn't I? Well, now knight ge2 makes sense. So, and by e2 I mean e7. My bishop's a little trapped. I guess I also should have thought about this. That may have been better. Bishop g4, queen d7, and castle long. Although castling long was always kind of scary if he can take on c6. Elo depth is larger but easier to gain. Yeah, I'm not sure that does make sense to me. There's a lot of elo depth in chess too, so I think people don't realize how wide of a spectrum there is of chess talent. I'm sure the same is true of Go. Five hours a day and to go, jeez. Oh. Duh. Okay, break this pin. I think I'd rather do this. Let's do this. Man, I'm not playing so well. Good stuff. Good stuff. I guess I need to learn the Nimzo Larson. Losing this pawn. Not really, though, because... Well, I mean, I can take the bishop and I get 2 bishops versus 2 knights. If you're going to be down a pawn, you probably want to have 2 bishops against 2 knights. If he takes with the knight, I could even play c5, and the knight doesn't appear to have anything good to do but go back to where it came from. So... oh yeah, and then I can pin it. Probably take the pawn first, then pin it. In any case, I think I'm taking this. Go is definitely all I do. That's how I've felt the past week or so. Okay, now I'm pretty sure c5 looks good. Yeah, I mean, all that can be done is for it to go back to the f3 square, which isn't the best square. I guess my attack better work, because I'm softening up my king a good bit. But once I take out this pawn, this pin's going to be super annoying. I can pile up on it. Okay, so I think I should take the pawn first. The knight still doesn't have any good moves. So let's take the pawn. And now I'm a little wary. Like, playing bishop g4 kind of blocks my rook in, but it's difficult for my rook to be attacked, and once this knight's pinned, then I've got an attack on h2. So I think I can afford that. Okay. So the knight's gonna go all the way home. And he's still gonna have problems. So let's take the rook. And then let's take the pawn and attack the knight. And then the knight, I think, needs to come here, and then the pin's still gonna happen. But then he's gonna need to find d2 and defending the knight this way, I believe. But I'm gonna have quite an initiative the queen here attacks the knight and this rook. Then I can castle and bring this rook over. So I think it's looking good. Okay. Sorry, I missed some chat. Go player might have a higher theoretical elo while still being at the same percentile as the... Oh, like you're saying numerically the number's higher? That does agree with what people were saying, because weren't they saying the top Go players are rated like 3,900, 4,000, something crazy? That makes total sense. Once read in an old book, not sure. Not to play d5. Yeah, I feel like d5 was a mistake, right? My thought was, I'm gonna make the pawn on oh wait, d5. Never mind. Oh, I forgot about the knight going there. But I think that's okay. I think bishop g4 is still a good move. And if f3, then I've got queen h4 check, which looks like really devastating. Looks like you might get mated. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, but this is still an improvement for white because I can't attack the knight with my queen so easily. I think my bishops are still going to be extremely valuable. So, Alonso, are you thinking that the e5, d6 setup was good? Because that kind of makes more sense than me trying to, like, defend the pawn with pieces. Because I wanted the bishop to just be biting on a rock, but I probably need a solid pawn chain to make that idea hold water. I want more AlphaZero games, too. Those are some interesting games. I suspect white's still fine here, but white has some problems. Well, that's very aggressive. What I really like the look of is queen h4 and bishop g1. Oh, you know, he just opened up queen a5 check. I didn't even notice that, but it's fairly easily blocked. I mean, I think he does have to play c3. But nevertheless, I think queen h4 looks really good. White's queen's still having trouble coming into the game. It's scary, though. Either side could win this. It's pretty open. Bishop pair better than pawn structure. I mean, it sure feels like it in this game. I have literally no pawn structure. There is no structure. I think he's got to move the queen. I think this pin is intolerable. Yeah, Chilling Cat, I don't really understand like how you can calculate elo for an engine. Because at least in chess, like there's no human alive that will ever beat an engine. So like how can you even put them on the same scale? The engine wins every game. Okay, he did move the queen. So maybe just castle. I'm sort of giving up my initiative. You know, a bishop move threatens mate in 2. But what bishop move? I don't really see a huge difference. I mean, difficult to stop too. Okay, let's play bishop c7. Because now, if takes and the queen takes, at least the bishop isn't hanging on the d6 square. But yeah, the threat is queen h1, knight here, queen takes. Checkmate. And that does not stop it. Bishop g1? I looked at bishop g1, but then he takes with the knight, right? Thanks, Telegraph. Finally, I won a game on the stream. I've lost every single game I've played. Good game, good game. That should be an interesting one to analyze. Probably I was losing at some point. Well, yeah, I mean, I lost a pawn in the opening. Thanks, Kellyan. Yeah, good game, Jag, if you're back. Bishop g1, knight g1, queen h1, yeah. Yeah, I saw that. Bishop g1, knight g1, queen h1. And then I thought the only thing else I really looked at was king f1, but then bishop h3. So maybe it still worked. I also thought about crazy bishop. Like, I could move the bishop to a square where it's attacked by the pawn, right? Because the pawn move, any capture gets mated. Good game, Jeg. Misread the dark square bishop move. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was kind of a sneaky move. And misread the obvious queen. Yeah. Okay, let's see what the analysis says. Let's see what the best move was. Bouncing. Bishop g1's the funniest move, if it works. Bishop... Ah, come on. Yeah, I mean, I thought about bishop e5. Where you know the chess coordinates by heart. 1900's probably about right, I guess. Why bishop e5? I mean, to be honest, I think every bishop move wins. Well, okay, not bishop g3. But, like... I I guess the point of bishop e5 is that if ever this capture happens, you get the rook. I don't know. I think they all just completely win, so it's really just a matter of taste. I'm guessing this still wins. Yeah. I mean, there's nothing white can do to save this knight. I don't think. Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry, I'm wrong. Move the queen, and then the king runs away. Duh. Bishop e5 is just the most active, yeah. Okay, so let's look at the opening, because that was an interesting opening. So the Nimzo Larsen, I played e5, which is the most common response. Okay, so that's at least good to know. Knight c6, okay, I'm playing correctly so far. E3, so it looks like Jeg knew a little bit of theory here. Knight f6. Oh, d5 is the second most common move. That's interesting. Sorry, I gotta put on some socks. It's getting cold. We got the AC blasting. Okay. That's interesting. I don't like d5. I agree with Alonso that this is difficult to hold. Bishop b5, good move. Bishop d6 was the move. Somewhere things went wrong here. Oh, I've got to play queen e7 or f6. Yeah, I don't know. I just had a brain fart and I forgot that the pawn's just hanging. Need to play f6, yeah. f6... I don't want to play f6. My worry is if f6... he takes the knight, and then my king... I don't really have that safe of a place for it, but I guess I can still castle short. Let's see that line. Okay, it's only been played once. I mean, I am getting the bishop pair. So, I guess I shouldn't have been afraid of that. Every time I see my knight pins like that, I just move a bishop behind to unpin. I mean, that's often completely fine. I mean, it's sort of context dependent, I guess. So the issue here, like when he first does it, is if I move my bishop here, he can just take my knight, and then I take, and then he gets my pawn. So it depends on what the knight's doing. But yeah, I mean, in general, it's fine to break the pin that way. You just have to make sure it works tactically, I guess. Because yeah, the point of bishop d6 isn't really development. The point... Okay, it's nice to develop, but I'm going there to defend the pawn. And then I forgot about the pawn. But okay. So let's see where things went wrong. Taking the pawn was bad. That's tough. That's a pretty big shift in the eval. From white's up a pawn and a half to white's down a pawn and a half, roughly. Okay, and it says I should just take the pawn right away. Yeah, CQ, I don't know that really does apply in chess so much. In chess, like, usually, if you can find a strong counterattack, that's better than defense. D4 was a misclick, actually. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it is a funny square for the bishop. Counterattack always better in Go, too. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, right? If your counterattack's stronger, then... True, that is the best defense is a good offense, right? Okay, and now... Luckily, I found some good moves. It's not like me, but... Rook takes the only move. Ah, now bouncing's gonna have to beat me. Queen g5. Okay, I like queen g5. Queen g5, I guess knight f3 and then... Oh no, it says knight e2. Okay, now it says bishop takes better. Good. Queen h5, wow. Now it says knight c3. I liked knight e2 better. d4. I wanted to go for the kill, I guess. d4 looks a little crazy. Both kings are pretty exposed. Okay, but all this is good. And yeah, I got to play a sneaky mate. Good game, Jeg. Thought about queen to h5, but it didn't seem to do anything important. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a crazy move. I think the computer's just trying to drum up counterplay. Where was that move? Here. I mean, it's scary for black. I mean, the black king's pretty exposed. And it says black's still winning. But yeah, this is difficult to play. Queen h5 with knight c3 as your follow-up. That's tough. That's not very intuitive.